YSK. You don't need to worry about your phone battery when charging overnight. Why YSK? So you can charge your phone overnight and save yourself the hassle and stress of a low battery phone in the morning. Phones today have smart features that learn your charging habits and control the rate at which they charge. They're not really an issue with damaging the battery anymore. It's 2023. My last 3 Samsung Galaxies have an option in quick settings to protect battery, which stops the phone charge at 85 if you enable it. I didn't know I was supposed to worry about my battery charging overnight. Some phones do. Not all phones. This isn't universal. My phone does have this feature, but due to my sleep schedule being all over the place, this thing doesn't actually protect from overcharging my phone. It stops charging at 80 and then finishes the charge at 6 a.m. But I often sleep until 6-7 p.m. But since I wake up often and check my phone, start a YouTube video, use flashlight to go to the bathroom, it seems to think I wake up at 6 a.m. What? I have always put my phone on charge when I go to sleep. Since the Nokia 3310 days and never had a problem. Imagine having a regular sleep schedule. I just don't charge mine at night because it's by my nightstand and the charging LED is bright AF. Is that why I got a weird notification on my phone last night? I plugged in my phone around 8 p.m. and later noticed a notification on my lock screen that said my phone would finish charging by 3 a.m. even though that was still a few hours away and I was at 80. I'd never seen that before. On the topic of charging overnight, I learned recently that without being plugged in, my phone battery will decrease by only 1 over the course of an entire 8 hours that I'm sleeping. When I turn on power saving mode. S23. I think I'm a great indicator of this working in an actual environment. I have a Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G unnecessary mouthful tbh. I use it from 7:20 a.m. to 12 p.m. sharp every night and have it plugged in from 10 p.m. to 7:20 a.m. Again, during this time, I am also on Discord call nightly for about 2-3 years now. So I think it actually does what it says. Never felt like my battery capacity has diminished. As a phone repair tech, I can confirm this post is mostly bullshit. Unless you enable the battery protections in the settings, it is still damaging your battery, and most Fei or Shay series don't have the same software protections. With all that said, there is still only so much software can do to protect hardware. My advice is to use a fast charger. If you use it in the evening before bed, just remove it what you deem fully charged. I prefer in the morning before work as it only takes 45 minutes to charge fully. Yeah. Unfortunately, this causes serious problems for me on my days off. Because I plug the phone into charge and it wants to take half the day to do so. You are speaking like we are in 2015. Back then, overcharging your phones above 100 sometimes lead to problems. Currently the issue is to stop charging at 80 so the battery health lasts longer. Charging overnight charges your phone to 100, which is problematic to battery health in long term. Some phones also have a setting that will stop it at 85 pct. This can extend the life of your battery. Say that to my 65 battery capacity iPhone. The Galaxy Note has joined the chat. I've been charging my Galaxy overnight for a couple years with no obvious impact on battery life. I know my phone trickle charges at some point to make it not overcharge. New software settings for battery charging is pretty good. The latest version of Android has a pretty cool feature if you set an alarm for the morning and plug your phone in. It'll throttle the charging rate appropriately to improve battery health while still reaching 100 by the time your alarm goes off. It's not really about overcharging since lithium cells are easy to monitor. The concern is if the battery malfunctions while you're sleeping, then it could be lethal. If you're awake, then you'll have a chance to throw the device outside if it starts to vent. But if it happens while you're asleep, then you may not get to wake up. I really don't trust this at all. I use an app to measure the cycles my battery goes through. And charging it above 70 is a no-no. Letting it drop from 99 to go back up to 100 all night is killer for your battery and will just burn though it straight away. I work for a fire and rescue service. Please don't follow this advice. We respond to fires regularly caused by charging devices overnight or leaving them unattended. I hope that you are right. Who the hell doesn't charge their phone at night? Depends on how old your phone is. Not everyone upgrades every 2 years. If my phone is plugged in continuously, it stops at 80 charge, although it will show 100 on my indicator. I have a Samsung Note 25G and it has the option to stop charging at 85 to preserve the life of the battery. But it doesn't say anything about overcharge protection. Narrator: this was never an issue. I've never properly researched these things outside of just Google. But if phone companies tell me I can leave it charging overnight and it won't affect battery health, I don't trust them for a bit. History has taught us big companies can't be trusted if they can sell a couple more phones due to batteries lasting shorter. That said, I couldn't really care less, so I charge it overnight anyway. I rely on my phone for my business all day and it needs to be fully charged. If you own a premium phone, most of us run on cheap shit. I have a blue G91 Pro. You really out here trying to tell people they can charge their cell phones at night? Like 99% of people don't already do that. Get fucking real, kid. My man, that is a feature that you have to turn on the phones. That's not how it works normally. My iPhone takes less than 2 hours to charge, and I always wake up a little early to plug it in. Thank you. I get very scared about my phone being damaged due to overcharging. Ever since my first mobile phone many years ago, I've always plugged it in before bed and let it go its thing overnight. Smartest idea? Dunno. But I've never had an issue and my batteries last many years. Laughs in shift work. Keeping your phone at 100 battery overnight will lower the lifetime capacity of the device. Purposefully charging your phone and not charging it to full will significantly extend, maybe even double its useful lifespan. A slower nighttime charge does not change the impact on lifespan. There are people that don't charge their phone overnight. I am going to abuse the hell out of my phone battery and do whatever I want with it. In a couple years I will pay the $85 and get a new battery. I'd say it's more important that you don't continually charge while using your phone. Gaming or watching videos while plugged in would be a classic example of this. Especially with the display on full brightness. Lol. I've woken up to an extremely hot phone a few times recently. What's that about? YSK that these smart safety features can fail, and while it is unlikely There is still a small possibility damage could be caused from overcharging.